Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 6 for the event progeny prospects. This example we discussed in the previous video with the help of the EPS table. We discussed on a male chart who got married and they postponed. They wanted to delay the progeny. So for a few years they postponed, and after that it further delayed because of the periods were not favorable, and they got the first baby after their 5 years after the marriage. And after a few years they planned for the second baby, that also they got but also got delayed because of the periods are not supportive. So that we discussed in detail about the destiny and also the timing of event of the childbirth. The same chart we are going to study in this video with the help of the PILT table. So now let us examine how in PILT table the key planets were useful in finding the destiny and also the dasa periods for the progeny. Now let us examine the birth chart with the help of the PILT table. Example number 6, timing of childbirth, delay in pregnancy. This video we are going to analyze the chart with the help of the PILT table. Now let us examine the birth chart and the PILT table. This is the birth chart of that male husband chart, and with her husband chart itself, we are going to find how the destiny was supportive and why there was a delay in the pregnancy, and also the timing of event of the first and second child. So even because though women's that have wife chart will be strongly indicating those things, but still the husband chart also will indicate the timing of event and pregnancy and everything. So that we can check from the birth chart of the male also. So now let us examine the PILT table with the help of the key planets. The EPS shades, whatever we have given in the previous video, that have been taken as it is. And you see, these are the EPS colors. I mean, these colors are the key planet shades. We can, you can also take as it is, or we can use the EPS colors, which we have given manually in the previous EPS table analysis. I prefer taking this one so that we'll have the continuity. And I'll check KP check also. And let me keep open that self-significators. So now what we have to do, we have to check the destiny. Fifth cuspal lord is Saturn, and fifth cuspal sublord is Jupiter. So we have to check both the planets, whether they are unfavorably signifying or favorably supporting for the event. Fifth cuspal lord is Saturn. Saturn in the star of sun is a light red color. It indicates it is 11th lord, that is good, but 12, 4, 8, 12 all indicating obstacles, delay. And sun represents Ketu, is having favorable signification along with some weakness. So Saturn in the star of sun, it is indicating some weakness, but the star lord of the star lord Mars is a good key planet. It's a dark green color, and 2, 7, 11, 1 and 9. So that way unfavorable strength of the sun is getting reduced. And moreover, that sun has got the Jupiter and Saturn in their support. So Jupiter, Saturn is the source planet, that is fifth lord planet, as good key planet, that is forming rodal link to the star level planet. It is further reducing the unfavorable strength of the sun. And the sublord is moon, and star lord of the sublord is Rahu. Moon, if you see, though it is blue color, it is having 10th lord, but 9 and 1, 9 cuspal sublord, they are all good. So it is having good grouping. And even that planet also having got the Jupiter and Saturn in their support, that is good. And Saturn is forming rodal link to the sublord also, to the star lord also. And even the star lord planet also has got the Saturn. Star lord of the star lord also having got the Saturn in the supports. And the star lord of the sublord is Rahu. Rahu represents Saturn and Jupiter. So that Rahu also a good key planet because it is occupying 4th house, but 5 and 3, 7 cuspal sublord, it is good. And it has got Saturn and Jupiter in its supports. That way, Though the star level planet is indicating some obstacles or delay, but otherwise that rulers of the destiny planet, that is fifth lord, is supportive for the progeny. Now let us check the fifth cuspal sublord Jupiter, the Karaka planet also. Fifth cuspal sublord Jupiter is in the star of Rahu, which we already discussed. Rahu is a good planet, also having Jupiter in its supports, forming ruler link. Rahu represents Saturn, that is also a good key planet, and Rahu in the star of Mars, our primary cuspal sublord. No. It is a 2, 7, 11, 1, 9 cuspal star lord. It's a good key planet. And it is also having Saturn and also Rahu, and third level planet Moon and Rahu like Saturn. They are all favorable and also having got strong favorable key planets in the supports. So it indicates what, that Jupiter is having good key planets in the rulers, and it is indicating it is favorable for the pregnancy, right? So only thing is that Rahu has got the second planet, Saturn. It has got that 2, 6, 10, and fourth lord, and Moon planet is also blue. It is not weak, but because of the role of the Venus and Sun, which is there on the source planet, it is indicating some weakness. We can see this weakness are passing to the fifth cuspal sublord. It is indicating some weakness to the destiny planet. So otherwise, all the other planets are supportive. So destiny is promised despite some delay. That's what we can see. So now we have to check the periods in which dasa, that native, got married. The native got married during the Jupiter dasa itself. So Jupiter dasa itself, native got married. In Jupiter dasa, Ketu Bugdi and Venus Antra, that native got married. So dasa lord is Jupiter and Bugdi lord is Ketu. We have to check whether dasa lord Jupiter is favorable for the progeny. Yes, that already we discussed. Yes, it is having favorable significations for the progeny. In this dasa lord and also destiny planet, which are the favorable key planets making the destinies favorable? Obviously, Jupiter and Mars. These two planets are strongly influencing and supporting, and also Saturn. Saturn is repeatedly coming, and green color planet. It is playing at all levels. And Moon is also supportive, but strong favorable key planets, what we can say, Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn. They are the strong favorable key planets. And Sun, Rahu also fine, because Rahu also occupant of the fourth house is weak, but 5, 3, 7, 11 are good. So that way, Rahu, Saturn, or Rahu, Saturn, and Mars. Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn, Mars are the strong favorable key planets of the dasa lord. So the Bugdi lord should be having the key planet of the dasa lord, and also it should be free from the unfavorable key planets of the dasa lord and destiny planet. So in this case, the Ketu in which they got married, Ketu is not at all favorable, right? So during the Ketu Bugdi, Jupiter Dasa, Ketu Bugdi is not favorable. Moreover, they wanted to, postpone their progeny also. So that way the Ketu is not favorable. Actually, they got married not in Jupiter, Ketu, Venus. They got married, they got married in Jupiter, Ketu, and Mercury Antra. Jupiter Dasa, Ketu Bugdi, and Mercury Antra, they got the married. So after that, the Ketu Mercury, then Ketu is getting over. The last Antra is Mercury. So then after that, Venus. So actually they wanted to, as I said, they wanted to delay the progeny, so that Venus is supportive only, but Venus is having good key planets. So Jupiter is there, Rahu is there, Mars there, and Saturn, all are present, and the rulers and the important star level also. But the source planet is Venus. The Venus is 1814, It is not good, that to a free planet, and also forming a ruler link to the star lord, influencing the Jupiter. That is the dasa lord. So this is indicating some weakness, and it is also indicating supportive for the delay in pregnancy. So that Venus is not strong enough to for the conception, for the pregnancy to start with. So that way, they also postponed during the Venus period. That was not favorable. Then Sun Buddhi. Sun is not strong enough. And Moon. Of course, Moon should be the best one because Moon itself is good, and Rahu is playing role at the star level, and 2A level planet is Mars, and sub-level planet is Jupiter, and Rahu star lord of the sublord. All the rulers of the Dasa Lord, they are all playing role in the moons. That is all favorable, and also all the key planets are also playing role in supports also. So Moon is a good planet as a Buddhi Lord, and also free from the unfavorable Venus or Sun and in their rulers. So the Moon Buddhi is favorable for the pregnancy. Now, whether Moon itself is strong enough to support for the pregnancy, that we have to check. So Moon in the star of Rahu. It is not in the star of the green color planet. It means what? That the Rahu is supportive, but Rahu in the star of Mars, that is also favorable. But still, Rahu planet, you can see 4th Lord. So Moon is 10th Lord, and this is 4th Lord, and representing Saturn. So, that is having, some weakness or present. So it means what? Moon Buddhi is supportive, favorable only, but it is not strong enough to conceive in its own antra. So that Moon is in need of a good antra, and which is comparatively better, and which can support the Moon. So that if you look at Moon Buddhi, Mars antra is not good, Rahu antra is not good, and you look at the Jupiter antra. So the Jupiter, the Jupiter antra itself, if you see, Jupiter itself is strongly present, and Rahu is having same Moon and star lord Rahu, both are present here. 2A level also Mars only. And that Jupiter planet is the source planet forming ruler link. So this Jupiter Buddhi, Jupiter Dasa, Moon Buddhi, Jupiter Antra itself is strong enough for the conception, right? So once the conception is over, after the 9 months of the pregnancy, the which Buddhi was running, so that we had to check. No, Moon Buddhi was still running, but only thing is we have to look at the antra, which antra at the time of delivery happening. So after 9 months period, that native was running the Sun antra. Sun antra, if we look at that, Sun we studied. Sun is having some weakness. Star Lord is good, Mars. And star lord of the sublord is Jupiter is good. But the star lord, since star lord is good and having got all the key planets in its supports, it is supportive. But still it has got some weakness at the source planet and the 2A level and sublord. But all are having the key planets in their supports forming ruler link also. You can see Mars here, Mars is forming ruler link. Jupiter is here, Jupiter is forming ruler link to all levels. So that way it is supportive. But no other way, because at the time of delivery, that month, when the month is falling for the delivery, that antra period, if it is supportive, despite it is having some weakness, for the delivery to complete, antra is enough. This much quality, it is enough. And when Buddhi Lord is stronger enough, when Dasa is, that Dasa is good, and Destiny also good, Buddhi also strongly favorable, antra Lord, if it is supportive for the event, with the key planet of the Buddhi Lord, that is enough. So that way, Jupiter Dasa, Moon Buddhi, Sun Antra, the native got the child, first child. So now Moon Buddhi is over. Then after that, they were trying for the second child. Okay, after 2 years or 3 years. Then after that, actually Mars is not favorable, and Rahu also. Rahu is because you can see when you are talking about the second child. For the first child, that if you look at the primary house, 5th house will be the primary house for the first child. For the second child, both 5 and 7 will be coming under the favorable. So these key planet shades what we have manually given for the first child only. Suppose if you take for the second child, definitely Rahu becomes these 3, 7 cuspal sublord, Instead of blue, it can be light green also. Though it is occupying fourth house, 5, 3, 7, 11 are good. So it can, instead of that blue, it can be green also, that we have to keep it in mind. So Rahu is fine, and star lord Mars also very good only. So, but look at the 12 level planet has got some weakness, and sublord also having supportive houses only. So that way, this Rahu period, whether it is supportive because of the sun in the 12 level, and Venus are playing role, and that Rahu also occupying fourth house, so it is indicating some weakness from the source to the, I mean, in the star level some weakness, and 12 level all are present. So that way Rahu is not stronger buddhi for the in conception. So, and Ragu, Jupiter Dasa, Ragu Bukti also not strong. So now which is the Bukti? Now Jupiter Dasa itself will get over, because Jupiter, Ragu Bukti is the strong, last Buddhi. Then Saturn Dasa. Saturn Dasa, when it starts, Saturn is good in the star lord, Sun is weak, 12 level Mars is good, sublord and starlord of the sublord, they are all supportive, and with all the farm rulers link, everything is present. Now we can consider Rahu also a good planet. We have to keep it in mind. Though it is occupying fourth house, it has got some favorable cuspal starlord and cuspal sublord, the two seventh cuspal sublord. But being the dasa lord, this weakness can be present. But star lord is weak. But star lord of the star lord, it is favorable, that we already discussed about the fifth cuspal lord Saturn. Being the dasa lord can have some weakness, but whether the dasa lord on its own buddhi can favor for the conception pregnancy, no, it is not strongly favorable, because that Saturn is not only fifth lord, it is also fourth lord, and Sun is having that unfavorable obstacle causing houses at the star level. So definitely Saturn on its own buddhi will not favor for the pregnancy. So because of the unfavorable obstacle causing houses in the star level. Now let us check the Mercury. Next one, Saturn Dasa, Mercury Buddhi. So in Saturn Dasa, which are the favorable key planets which are making that Saturn is supportive for the second child? Obviously Saturn and Mars and Rahu and Moon also we can take it, but Rahu because of the seventh cuspal sublord, and of course all our Jupiter is playing at the all levels, the supports. These are the favorable key planets. So that we have to check. And the unfavorable key planet is Sun and Venus. The Buddhi Lord should not have the Sun and Venus in the star level or sub level, primary levels. Plan first or second or third level, it should not be playing role. You look at Mercury. Mercury is actually, mixed planet. Let me open the self-significator again. Yeah. So Mercury, if you see, Mercury is a mixed significator, and yes, Mercury having got Mars in its supports. That Mars planet is the star lord. Mercury is having Mars in its supports. Mars is the star lord. So that way it is good. And Mars is in the star of the Sun, that is having weakness, but it's only at the 2A level. And sublord is Jupiter. Jupiter is forming rural link to the 2A level, and Jupiter and then Jupiter star lord is Rahu. That is favorable. So all the favorable key planets, whatever we were discussing, Mars is present, and Jupiter is present, and Rahu also present, and Saturn is present in the supports. So that way all the planets are ruling, and all the planets, good key planets, are in the supports also. Importantly, star level planet is green planet, and sub level also green planet. Despite the 12 level planet has got some weakness, all levels are good. So under Saturn Dasa, Mercury Buddhi, it is supportive for the pregnancy, right? So the second child conception, that Saturn Dasa Mercury Buddhi was favorable. So now the whether that Mercury Buddhi itself is strong enough for the conception, No, in own Bugdi, own Antra, it is favorable. No, that is also we have to check it. If the Mercury is strong enough, it can do a conception in its own Antra. Mercury is in the star of Mars is very good, also forming rural link to the source planet. And the 2A level planet is indicating obstacles, but that is getting support from Jupiter and Saturn, and sublord itself with Jupiter, that is also forming rural link and also getting the Saturn in support. So all the levels are having favorable key planets. And look at the star lord of the sublord is Rahu, third cuspal sublord and seventh cuspal sublord. Rahu is forming ruler link to the star lord and 2A level and sublord. So all the planets are getting connected to each other with the good key planets. So Mercury book the strong ENF to support for the conception during its own antra. So Saturn Dasa, Mercury book the Mercury antra supported for the conception. So if you calculate the 9 months from that Mercury book the Mercury antra, actually that Venus antra is falling. In Saturn Dasa, Mercury book the Venus antra, during Venus antra only that delivery time for the second child was falling. Whether Venus is favorable, source planet Venus is having obstacle, that is weak. Venus, that is weak. But it has got Mars in support, Jupiter in support, star lord is Jupiter. The Bugdi lords, favorable key planet Mars and Jupiter. That Mars and Jupiter are playing role here, and also other good key planet Rahu is playing at the 2 levels and also forming, getting ruler link from the Jupiter, and Saturn also strongly playing. Saturn is playing. Rahu is forming ruler link. So all the levels are good. Only the source planet has got the weakness. But as said that Venus has got the Jupiter in supports, getting the ruler link from the Jupiter. And as I said, Venus planet, as Bugdi Lord, it is not strong enough for the conception. But as Antra, it can support, because though it is having some weakness, Antra, when it is having the good key planets of the Bugdi Lord, and it is also having, it is not having the strong unfavorable key planets continuously playing, or it is not completely unfavorable. It is having favorable key planets of the Bugdi Lord. It is strong. It is strong enough to act as the Antra. It is not stronger enough to act as the Bugdi, but it can act as the Antra for at the time of delivery. Especially the star lord, you can see the planet and star lord should be the strong. Star lord is going to give the execution. Antra, planet and star lord should be favorable, and sublord, if it is supportive, that is enough. Even sublord, it is having some weakness, that weakness being further reduced by the ruler link planet. You remember in Sun, the first child was born in the Sun Antra. Sun Antra, star level is Mars is good. For the second child, Antra was Venus, the star level Jupiter is good. Forming ruler link, and Mars is also present. Here that Mars is not giving ruler link to the Sun, but has got good key planet that is forming ruler link from the last level planet. Now the star level is good, and the 2A level and sub-level having some weakness, but though it is weakness, the star lord of that planet is strong, and Mars is forming ruler link. So when one level is weak, that level planet, if it is further supported by the support planets, with the ruler link, it is going to be very good. And next level planet, star level, should be favorable. But star lord is important. That way, Venus as Antra is supportive for the delivery during the Mercury Bugdi, and Sun is supportive for the acting as the Antra for the first child during the Moon Bugdi. So that way, the planets which are giving the delivery during the Antra, they are not strong enough for the conception as the Bugdi Lord. Bugdi Lord, they are not strong. Only Antra Lord can be strong. That is what I wanted to, emphasize on that. So the Bugdi Lord should be the strongest one. So I think we're able to understand this native got the first baby and second baby in those periods, and you can understand how far the key planets are strongly supportive, and destiny is supportive, and key planets in the destiny planet in the Dasa Lord, key planet in the Bugdi Lord, and Antra Lord for the conception and delivery. So all these things I think would have understood with the help of that PILT table. As I usually say, that whenever you have doubt on each planet, whether this mantra is better or other mantra is better, both are having the key planets of the Bugdi Lord, which is better, open the EPS table and check their signification from source to the last level. That will give more clarity also. I think you're able to understand. We'll meet in the next example. Good luck.